What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be looking at Blade from the Mindless One wave. Finally came in. Super excited to check this one out. Let's check it out.
Now tuning into the encountered culture.
Counter-culture to your face. Fun to pretend that you want it to end. I'd rather be drinking with my friends. When we go out, you'll never see us again.
As promised, today we are going to be looking at Blade. Very excited about this. Let's see what's going on.
There are worse things out tonight than vampires.
Like what?
Like me.
Taking a look at the packaging, of course, looking good in the box. We got the Marvel Knights wave, Mindless One Build-A-Figure. You've got your nice Blade logo at the top. Here's what you got inside. Blade figure, looking cool. Definitely a good amount of accessories. You've got your bath piece over there. Flip it to this side. There is your comic-inspired art. Flip it to the back. Here's what we got. So here's what you need to finish that Build-A-Figure. Almost there, guys. I got two left. Clea and Iron Man. Slowly waiting on that Iron Man, but definitely waiting for Clea. Not sure what the holdup is there. But Blade, destined to hunt vampires and destroy the evil of the world. Blade is a vampire-human hybrid with the greatest strengths of each. Pretty straightforward. Flip it to that side. There is your other comic-inspired art, which is the same thing, just a different side. But let's open this box. Let's see what Blade's like on the outside. Fresh out of the box, this is a really, really great figure. I like it a lot. It's just, pulling it out of the box, super nice right off the bat. If you missed out on the previous Blade, you've now got your chance to get a Blade to add to your collection. I said it a couple of videos ago. They're coming out. I know this kind of pisses off like people who've been collecting for a while, but for new collectors, it's a really great time. You guys are getting a lot of stuff that's been harder to come by, harder to find. Of course, you're getting different versions of it, but there's a lot of really good stuff coming out right now. This Blade's great. There's some obvious things that are going to be pointed out that aren't so great, but just from like first impression standpoint, super nice figure. Lots of stuff to come with it. So let's take a closer look, see what we got going on. First, we'll take a look at the accessories. So, of course, we do get an extra set of hands. So you do have the two closed fists. You have the two gripping hands. You have a sword. You have some blades. And you have some stakes.
Did you say steak?
The stakes were a nice touch. I like that. That was, we didn't get individual stakes on the previous blade, so that's nice to have. Taking a closer look, so we can get an idea of what we're dealing with here. So that's just a really nice, angry Blade face. Of course, it would have been nice to have probably just a more straightforward face, more stoic face to go with this. But I feel, and like this is me personally, but I feel like that's how I would display it in my collection anyway. So it's good to have that sort of just angry face coming at you. Looking at the figure itself, so you do have this coat. Certainly going to be limited in some areas because of that, but they did do sort of a nice underlay on here on this paint, so that looks pretty good. It's got a sort of gradient from black to red. I dig that. It's a nice little touch. Definitely reused from the previous Blade. This is the same torso, I believe. Yeah. Coming over to the arms, so this is probably where a good amount of complaints will come from. So we do get this on pins. You are double jointed, but there are pins. Plus side to that is they are black and they match, so they don't stand out like crazy. So not a deal breaker for a lot of people, but certainly nitpicky for some. You do get that upper bicep swivel. As I said, double pinned joints at the elbow. Coming down to the wrist, so you do get that same swivel. Of course, with the sword, it'd be nice to have more of this than this, but what are you gonna do? That's okay. At least it's not guns. Guns is where it really comes into play. Moving down to the legs, so you do get that upper thigh swivel, of course, but you are pinless at the legs. So at the knees, you are pinless. Elbows, you have pins. That's one of those other things that's kind of like, what the hell, man? But it is what it is. Kind of some big gaps in the knee, almost like that Daredevil was. This being all black, not super noticeable. And you can get like a good, see, like you can get some good motion in there, some good range. Moving back up real quick though, like I said, we are limited by the coat, but you do get the swivel at the waist and you do get the ab crunch. So not super dynamic ab crunch or waist swivel in here, but it does give you enough to get him into some good poses. Again, jacket limiting you where it does, but it's certainly pliable enough that you can move it around. You'll certainly be able to do things. It's not, no, all hope is not lost, right? All right. We're looking at the head. You can look down about that far. You can look up like that. Jacket, just the collar gets in the way just a little bit. There, you can go side to side. If you want to push it, you'll be able to get it all the way around. And you do get a little bit of rock side to side there as well. Moving back down, you do get the swivel at the upper boot area, which is cool. I like that. It gives you sort of just like a line of demarcation there from the calf to the boot. And then, of course, all of your typical motion at the boot. And you do get the nice tread at the bottom, which just helps when it comes to standing. So there you go. There is your articulation. For your comparison, I do have them with the Man-Thing Wave blade, the older blade, the one that's been so sought after by a lot of Marvel Legends collectors. Just harder to come by at a good price. You're definitely paying up for this one if you're trying to collect it. But you have this new blade now, so if you're not super stuck on getting this version, now's the time to get in. You get that blade, you'll be good. Your collection will look nice. You'll have blade there. All's good, right? So you can see some definite difference, different costume. So really depends on the look you're going for. Either way, I like both of these. I'm not sure which one I'm gonna actually put back in the display. May have to find a spot for blade in another shelf to have them in two different areas. But for me, like, it's a toss-up personally. Like, definitely things to like about both of these figures. So it really just comes down to personal preference, what you want to see in your collection. So I'd definitely be interested in hearing some thoughts about that, which one you're going for, or if you're totally off on this new one, only going to stick with the old one, or if you're a newer collector, you're not willing to pay up for the older one, you're happy to see this newer one come out. I think it's a good thing for all collectors. So definitely excited to see this. Excited to see how it looks in the display as well. I'm going to do some head swaps based on some things I've seen just to check that out so you guys can see what that looks like as well. So let's take a look at some head swaps. Taking a look at something, if you wanted the option of a more neutral facial expression, I've seen some people do this head swap. I personally, I'm going to tell you straight up, I'm not a huge fan of it. A couple of reasons. Skin tone is a little bit off. The head doesn't set on there completely properly. Like, it's definitely tight. There's ways you can work that for sure if this is what you're looking for. I'm just not impressed by it. I don't see the need to have this neutral expression on there, but if that's an option you want to go for, certainly one you could do. Take a look at some of the heads from the other blade just to see what that looks like. This one looks okay. It seems a little small, actually, for this blade. Maybe you can't tell so much like on the video, but like in person, it just makes the neck seem short and the head seem a little small. It's not terrible, but I think this goes better with the other blade and not so much with this new one. Of course, here is your other head for the Man-Thing Wave blade. This one's not too bad, actually. Like, I think out of the head swaps so far, this would be the best one in my opinion. You guys let me know how you feel about that down below. But yeah, I think for the options, the original head that comes with this version of blade is the best one, but this one's not too bad. It's a good second choice. And for extra measure, why not throw on this head on the Man-Thing version? And I like that. Yeah, that looks good. That works really well on this blade figure. I don't know. Maybe the right answer is to do just like a kit bash of both of these and just kind of pick the pieces that are the best option and then go from there. I'm kind of leaning towards that because, you know, I'd like to pick off some of these things and put it on that blade and take some of that blade stuff. Yeah, you know, there's good things on both, so we'll see how it goes. All right, folks, there you have it. There is your blade from the Mindless One wave. An absolutely nice figure. Definitely glad to add it to the collection. Puts me in a predicament here of which figure I'm going to choose to display, but that's a good problem, I suppose. Not too worried about it. I might even, like I said, go the kit bash route and kind of just make a version of it based on how I want it to look, right? So, like I said, not a bad problem to have. Absolutely appreciate you dropping in, whether this is your first time or you've been here before. Just want to say thank you for that. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe below. Of course, if you are over on Instagram or you are over on Whatnot, feel free to jump over there and check that out as well. Definitely love to have you. But until next time, take it easy.
I'm being erased, I'm being replaced. Counterculture's in your face. It's fun to pretend that you want it to end. I'd rather be drinking with my friends. When we go out, you'll never see us again.